Hello guys, welcome to JEMSHAH e-learning video tutorials. So today we are going to start new tutorials embarking on a paper done known as ICT practical. So this paper is done in both craft and diploma level for business courses. So today I could like us to do some revision on a paper that was done on November 2021, that is for the craft level. So this is the question paper, as you can see, already scanned. Maybe you can just zoom it out. It had 3 questions that you were supposed to attempt in 3 hours. In this you were supposed to use a presentation. They tested on presentation here, starting from here. That is task 3, and then we had Excel as task 2. We also had Microsoft Word as task 1. So here is where they start the questions. Maybe I can just zoom it. So let's go directly to the questions. So here, as it says, specific instruction to the candidate. Create a folder named next exam on your desktop. Ensure that the next exam folder and all its content is bound onto a rewritable CD at the end of the examination. So these are the instructions that you are given. So let's go directly and create a folder and name it as next exam. So let me minimize this. So this is Windows 11. As you can see, I'm currently using Windows 11. I think this version is around 20 point something. We have the latest as 22 point something, Windows 11 22.000, something like that. So the current version that we are going to use here is 20 or 19. I'm not kind of sure, but we'll not check that for now, so that is not important. Let's create a folder. So how do you create a folder? This is the desktop. You right click on your desktop, move to new here, and then you create new folder. So let me remind you that all this process is next exam repeats in all Windows, so you can do the same in Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows 8 and Windows 10. You just right click on your desktop, go to new option, and then new folder here, new folder. So that is it. We have created a folder and named it as next exam. So number 2, we'll do it after now attempting all the questions. So let's go to task 1. Task 1, that is task A. Say A Roman 1. It's 7 marks and a half. It reads, open a word processing program and create the following document as it appears. Save the document as data processing in the next exam folder. So by typing this and just only typing this and drawing this image here, you get 7.5 marks. Very easy, guys, very easy. So let's open a Microsoft Word, and then I think it's here. I'd already opened one. So in Windows 11 we have options of rearranging this. So let me rearrange these to be 2 screens, as you can see. So we have now 2 screens. Just move this a little bit here and zoom it out. around 100. Just 100, it's okay. Can move this, maybe 75. Okay, so I just want to zoom this so that you guys can see. That's okay. So we are supposed to type all this here, and then after typing we have Roman 2 here. Apply the following format to the title, or font size to be bold, font style to be bold, font size to be 18, alignment center and underline, thick underline. So that is after now you do all this. So let me type, let me hold this video, type this, all this, especially now the first paragraph, to save time. Okay, so I've already typed the text, so let's continue. So here we have two columns. And we are supposed to type and insert these columns, and we are supposed to insert this column and insert the text, later insert the bulletins and everything. So you do that by going to layouts. So columns are under layouts, and then here we have columns, a column option. Yeah, so you have 1, 2, 3, left and right and everything. So if we select 2, the whole text is converted to 2 columns, but that is not the option that we were tested in this paper. This is not the option that you were tested. So let me redo this. So you are supposed to insert these columns manually. And how do you go about that? You go to columns, there's this down arrow here, click on it, and then at the bottom of this option here we had more columns, so click on this, and then now we have this dialog box that comes. So in this you have options that you can manually add how many columns that you need, 10, 5, 2. All select this thumbnail here, we need 2, so select the 2 here. From our text here we can see, from this paper you can see there's a line in between these. So in Microsoft 2021 they give you an option whereby you can select the option whereby you need a line in between the 2 columns. You just select the line. Sometimes under the same columns you may get a paper that tells you you need a space of 2, a width of these. So here is where you're supposed to edit all this. So if I click OK, it will apply to the whole document, but now we need a column from this point forward. So there's these options here, you can see down here, so whereby we have the whole document. So if I click OK, the settings that I've already set here will apply to the whole document, but we're not that is not the option that we need. We need this point forward. So you click on this down arrow here, select this point forward. There's an option known as this point forward. So by doing that, it will leave the content that was there before. As you can see in this preview window here, it will leave the text that you had before and start from the point that you are currently, where the cursor is, onwards. So after setting all these, you click OK. So for the settings here with everything, I'm just going to leave it as default. So the column setting option is currently activated. So let's type this. Sorry, so maybe I can bring this. Okay, the output. Obtained. So this is screen caps. Maybe sorry, I did activate my caps key without seeing it. Obtained in forms. So we are here, we need bulletins. So you need to insert a bulletin that looks similar as this. So these dots that you can see here, or maybe I can call it triangles, here you can see they are known as bulletins. For those new, it's known as bulletins. So these options can be found under the home tab here, and then under paragraph option here, settings, we have bulletins. This the first one is bullets, the second one is numbering, third here we have multi-level, and the rest all this. So for now, for this paper, we need bulletins. So you go to bulletins, click this down arrow, and it will show you the bulletins that are currently available. Sometimes you may click here and you find that the bulletin that was provided in maybe was tested in your paper is not activated, or you cannot see it. So you need to activate that. You need to activate that bulletin, or get a similar or almost similar bulletin. So you can do that by clicking this an option here, which is define the new bulletin. When you click, it will bring you another window, as you can see here, whereby so you click on this simple box here, this option here, and then now it will give you so many symbols that you can choose, as you can see here. So you look to you choose one of the symbols that you have been tested. Sometimes they may give you maybe a circle with a cross, a circle with a star, and everything. They test you to see if you can maneuver and get the symbol. So for us, we were tested in getting this here. Also under this option here, under the option simple, we have so many options that maybe I could like to show you. You can choose one here, Latin. So after choosing this, you can go to the also maybe you wanted to change something like currency, mathematics, and so they have currency symbols. So you can go here and subset, click on currency, so it will give you all the currency symbols that are available. Geometry, shapes, mathematical operations, number formats, everything, currency, subscript, and so they have so many options that you can get wherever you want here. Okay, so let me cancel this. That's just only showing you on how to maneuver. How was all this? You select on that, click OK. So our option is selected, and then you click OK. So this bulletin has been activated, and it has been brought to here to this pointer. So you need to type this. So we have image, and then we have a comma, graph, table, sorry, vector file. So after vector file, maybe just after vector file, you can see that our column breaks here and moves to the right side. So you need to break your column and move it to the right side here to continue typing now audio and charts and the rest. So how do you go about breaking columns? You go to the layout tab, and here under page setup, this is the page setup. Here you can see breaks. If you click on this down arrow here, it will give you all the options that are available. You can make a new page, column, text, next page, mark page, everything. It will give you all the settings. But now we need to break our column. So, and these settings, as you can see here by this arrow, you break from the current location of your cursor, the next to the first, maybe to the next, to the right side of the column. So if I click on this option here, it automatically brings the cursor to the next side or to the right side of the document. Just move this. Okay, so we need to continue with our bulleting. So you come to vector file, and then now you click enter. We should continue now with the bulletins. So this is audio, and then we have charts. Sorry. That is the end of the bulletin. And then now we have the form. And the software, all method, data processing. So this is data here. So if you need, maybe you have made some spelling mistakes and you need to edit it, you just right click on the red underlined word, right click, and it will give you all the options maybe that you needed to add. For us, we needed data, and that is it. So sometimes if you get a lecturer who is lenient, he'll just leave all this to you, and who is lenient, maybe a lecturer who marks your paper. But as you can see, this table, we have, this is capital, and here we have a small. This is not capital, there's a small letter G, T, V. So you need to edit this and make sure that all your options are the same as per the question paper. So let's make these two small letters the first letters. How do you go by that? You can type all this and then you go to home tab. We have now this option here, change case. So you can click on this down arrow and then change this to lowercase. So it changes all these to lowercase. This, okay, looks nice. So all this depends on the kind of lecturer that you get. Some lecturers will penalize you. Some lecturers will penalize you. For the mistake that you made here. This is a capital and here it was a small. So after now doing that, we need to continue with our text here. So that is after now you have added all your columns and everything. So how do you go about that? So you need to deactivate the column setting. Up to now it's still activated, so you go to columns and then now under break to continuous. So if you click on this, you have now broken the column to now the column setting now to continuous. But now if I try typing this, you can see is there's an error. So I'm just doing this. Maybe sometimes if to you students, you may get this error here and you wonder what have you done wrong. The only thing that you have done wrong here is here. Go to columns here, the column setting. Let's click on this down arrow. You can see here still the two column setting is still activated. Now you need to change this to one column. So you go to and select one column and that is it. So your text is continuous. So if I try typing more, you can see. So this is a mistake that I really wanted to emphasize. Some of you, maybe you'll be in a test and then trying to type, you get your text does not end at this point, but just reasons here, and you need to change now these settings here from column to one. Okay, so now let's draw this image. The image that you can see here is a big arrow with sharp corners or sharp edges, and now with the rectangles with rounded edges. This is rounded edges, three rectangles. So when you want to insert an image in Microsoft Word, you go to the insert tab here, and then now we have this option known as shapes. So if you click this option, it gives you the shapes that are currently available. So it's about your creativity on how you are going to be creative in using these shapes. For us, it's a simple drawing, so we do just have to look for a shape that looks like this arrow here, and which is this. You click on the shape that it's now activated, so you need to start drawing. You take your mouse or cursor to where you want to draw, and then left click by holding your mouse and dragging. So when you drag this, it will draw the image that you want. So under this we have different settings. Maybe sometimes you may want to change the inner color to another color that you prefer. Maybe you were told in a test or something. So how do you go by that? So here we have settings. So shape outline here, this is the just a minute. So this is the color at the edge. Maybe make it red. I don't know if you guys can see, and make it bold. Yeah, so remember, I'll just have to show you on how you are doing this, and then we attempt now the paper we draw and we continue. So by selecting this shape outline, this is now the outer color. Maybe you may be tested on that, but now we don't need that. It'll be white. The inside color, not just a minute, this inside color here, it's here. Shape fill, you can change to any color that you want. You can also click on more colors and brings you so many options that you can choose, as you can see here. But for now, we go to the settings here. We just want to make the inside to be whiter and the outside to be black. So you select this option here, colored outward, black or dark one, the style here. So by clicking on this, you are done. You're basically done now. So we need the 3 rectangles. You go also to insert shapes, select a triangle that has rounded corners, which is this. We select and then drag. We make it white and black. So we need around 3 copies. Just copy, paste, and you drag it here. We paste again and you drag it here. Sometimes you may paste it. Let me show you. I saw a student who had some difficulty in doing this. You paste as an image, so our picture. So when I paste as a picture, trying to move it, it will not move. So this one, you need to change the settings here. Click on this. It will give you options of settings that you can change. If you click on this, you can move around. But if you select now this option of inline text, this option will not give you the capability of you moving this around. Just lock it to somewhere, and that is it. So let me read this. So after drawing your image, you need to insert your data, that is input data, process and output data. So how do you insert data or text into your a picture or a shape? You select the object that you need to add text and then right click on it, and then there's this option here, add text. You click on it, add text, and then you insert your text, that is input data. Input data, maybe we give it a font size of 12, but there is a very huge gap. Maybe I'll show you after that. Also add text here. We have process, and we have output, data. So looking at this, there's a very huge gap in between output and data and also input and data, but here they are close together. So you need to change this. We select the shapes, the 2 shapes. Maybe let me select this and this. Go to paragraphs. Now we have this option here. With this inline, no, single, this is okay. Before mirror, okay. Still has some issues. Go to paragraph. So before was 6 and after we need like 6. So this is the spacing. If we click OK, now still has some issues. We need to edit to a point that you feel. Maybe give it a 12. I feel it's huge. We give it a 8 and 8. Click OK. Still has some issues. Just a minute. Paragraph. 6. Text body. Alignment which is okay. Single. And that and that is it. So here the settings. So make sure you select this option. I had not selected the single line spacing to be single, and you click OK. Make sure you put before 0 and after 0, and then the rest, and put it OK. So with this, you are yet not done. Sometimes you may be having a very huge word process, maybe a document that you have typed, but if you have not grouped these to be one image, it will bring issues. So you type maybe, and then now after saving, you get now these are shifted to the next page, and these all this has moved from here to here. So how do you prevent that? So you prevent that by grouping shapes or images. You select all the images that you want to group, and then at one edge of any of the shapes that you have selected, you right click, and it will bring all these option here, which is grouper. This group here option, and then by clicking on group, it will group it to be one image. So if you just move this around, this is one image, this is in one grouper. So that's just only showing you on how to do this. So we are done with that. So we go to Roman 2. Roman 2 says apply the following formats to the title. Our title is data processing, which is here. So we select our title. After selecting, we are told that we are supposed to make a font style of bold. So this is font, and the style is bold, so you click on bold. And then we are also told font size. Oh, this is the font style, this is the font size. Under font here we have the font size. This is the size. Now font size. You can also activate this option by clicking on Ctrl Shift P, but since we can see it here, we can just click on this down arrow here to increase it to 18. And then alignment. So alignment is under paragraphs here. This is the paragraph option. So we have, this is center, right, align to the right, and then this is justify, but we have been told to use center, so you click on this center here to activate. And then underline using thick underline. So underlines under fonts, and then we have this U. As you can see here, this U is underlined, so you can activate this option by using Control U, or just coming home tab and then U here. We have been told to use thick underline. Maybe sometimes you may come here, you don't see that thick underline. So how do you activate that? You go to more underlines. So under more underlines, here you can see color automatic underline style. Maybe you want continuous, broken, and everything. Color, you just put it as black, bold, so that is okay. So these are the lines here, the options that you can select. There are too many. You can choose these, you can use this. For us, we have been told to use thick underline, which is this. Just click on it, that is okay. So you may be tested to use effects under the underline, strike through, double strike, sub. So you can just activate this by clicking this on this. We also have text effects, so under more. Also advanced, here you can set how you need your text to be to appear, character spacing, and everything. Default. And now you click OK. So we have finished this, that is 2 marks. Option 3 says insert an in-margin drop cap, the first letter of the word data dropping, dropping or process data, dropping it to 3 lines of the first paragraph. So we have been told, maybe I just give this space a little bit. We have been told that to drop this D, we insert a drop cap, in margin drop cap for the first letter to be 3 lines. So how do we do that? So for the drop cap, you go to insert option here, and then under text we have this option here, whereby you want drop cap, which is this, add drop cap. So you click on this down arrow. You can say in margin, which is this. We have been told in margin, as you can see, in margin, it's this, but it drops automatically. But now I want to show you on how you maybe sometimes you may be told 2 lines or 5 lines. How do you do that? You go to this option here, drop cap option, and then you select in margin. Our question here has told us to use in margin drop cap, so you select this, and then now it shows you how many lines you want to drop, maybe 5 to, you can just insert. For us, we have been told 3, so just leave it at 3 and click OK. So that is it. It has been the letter D has dropped in 3 lines for the first paragraph. So we have done task 1A, and we have finished it. So let's meet in the next video, whereby we'll tackle now part B of task 1. So kindly subscribe and share this to all your friends. Thank you for your time.